about the real. Talk a real topics, no facts. Talk a real shit and you know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk a real topics, no that. Talk a real shit, you know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk whatever you want, whenever you want, whenever you want.
Welcome, everybody, back to Chip Chatter and Chill. Hey. This is your millennial foodie adult recess. All fun-loving foodies are welcome here. We connect through exchanging millennial perspectives on common sociological experiences, everything fun, everything thought-provoking, you name it. We are here to have a good time. The night is young, or the day, however, which time you're listening, wherever you are. We love you, love you. Welcome back. I'm excited, as usual. It's always a vibe here in the lounge. Tonight, I have one of my dear friends. We're family.
Fram. Of course.
My Southern Belle, my Georgia Peach, she is. Here go my post-grad clinician, my future family therapist. All things mental wellness, good times, good vibes, good drinks, good laughs. She's a super mom, excellent wife, amazing friend, beautiful soul. You name it all. We have been through the trenches together. It seemed like good grief. We done seen each other through some things. And she's here tonight to give us a good conversation. We're just gonna sit back and just have a conversation and act like y'all not even here. This is my dear heart, Miss Kayla Birch.
Hello. Mwah.
How
Thanks for
are
having
you?
me.
Thank you for stopping by. How you been?
Busy as ever, of course. Let's be honest, the train never stops.
Never ever. There ain't no stops. It just keep moving. I
I
don't know where the coal come from, the oil or whatever, the mechanic, who's the engineer, but it keeps moving.
More than
We don't
likely,
have breaks.
we did all those jobs,
Did. Did. You ain't never
and
lied.
everybody else saying that. I don't know where it came from.
I don't I don't know how they do it.
Who picked my outfit? Us.
We did
Did
it.
it.
We're the stylists. We're the chefs. We're the therapists.
The nurses,
We're the
the
mediators, the nurse. You name it,
Santa
we do it
Claus,
all.
Easter egg bunny,
You ain't never lied. Cook.
taxi driver, everything.
Yes. I remember when I was the family Uber. Ooh, I don't miss
The
them
gas
days.
pumper, grocery shopper.
Booger cleaner, lace tire,
The list goes on.
middle of
It
the night
goes on.
soother. Man, it's good to have you. It's good to see you, sunshine.
Thank you.
Can
I
I just
love.
say, like, you are doing all the things,
Oh my
even when
goodness.
you don't feel like it. I'm going to
Don't really.
stop and take a break and tell you, I'm so proud of you. You are doing
Oh,
all things well. All we can do is take it one day at a time,
right. That
one day
part.
at a time. It is not a race, it's a marathon for real. And I think the past 2 years, the last leg of the pandemic, I'm really starting to understand that.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't know. Well, yeah, you and a couple other of my friends understand how I don't have the gift of sit down because y'all don't have it either.
We don't.
Can't
We
sit
do
down,
not. We do not. It doesn't
but
exist.
understanding it is not a race, it's a marathon. Take your time. Even if I am just competing against myself, give yourself grace, kid. Good grief. It will happen. It will happen.
That
I
was
am my
definitely
worst critic.
last year. Grace definitely was.
And I
Mhm.
hate to overuse it, but like it's so needed though. It's needed.
It is. It's a great reminder that we are constantly in motion, and if you don't tell yourself, then you probably will never stop. You'll just keep
No.
going and trying to do the millions tasks that we are almost expected to do.
Yeah. So that actually ties in perfectly for tonight's conversation. I'm gonna ask an icebreaker question. Do we perpetually give ourselves conditional love? Like if I make this happen, then I'll allow myself to, or when I get to this point, then I'll participate in. I don't know if it's conditional love or if it's accountability or if it's self love, even, or
You can look
what
at
do
it
you
many
think?
ways, but I definitely give myself conditional love. I think because it's for me, it has been harder to rely on somebody else to love you. I think it should just flow effortlessly, and it starts with you exuding that, so then other people kind of get in line and say, okay, she is worth me loving. She shows me how to love, so therefore I can do it effortlessly in return. And so I've been that way for a long time. I feel like that's just one of the things about me. And I'm able to not only reciprocate it, but also receive it from my friends, my family, my husband, in laws, all those things. It's kind of like what they say, when you put out good things come back to you. So I feel like I'm one of those people that have tried, at least tried, honey. If you ask somebody else, their perspective may say something else, but I can't go off that. I can only say that I tried. And so I have proof that me trying give others the opportunity and the desire to love me back. So you gotta take care of you, girl.
Got to. As much as I preach it, I'm gonna walk it more.
You gotta
I'm
walk
gonna
it.
I'm gonna practice it more. And that means in the
Baby
form of,
steps though.
yeah. And so let me tell you what the baby steps are for me. Go to bed. We're gonna start there because I don't get sleep. I'm busy. More sleep, eating before 8 o'clock.
Who does that?
I know. Thank you for making me feel normal. But
No,
the
we
closer
do.
we get to 40, Kayla, that's not agreeing with me.
I'm not
Eating
agreeing
after
with
eight
her.
o'clock is not agreeing with me.
I know of no such numbers in
I
in my
mean,
close future.
I forgot who I was talking to.
I
But
know
in
of
all honesty,
that.
like really, really for heart health in general, for everybody, big, small, thick, in between, for heart
Mhm.
health, sleep, adequate sleep, and eating before a certain time is so important because we tax and we run our hearts ragged, our blood
Mhm.
vessels and our arteries ragged when we don't get enough sufficient nutrients before a certain part of the day. Because really, after 8 p.m., I believe, between that time and the hours that we do spend sleeping is when our bodies get the chance while it's shutting down to absorb all those nutrients and break down everything. But if we don't give it enough time to do that, you wake up 7, 8, and 9 o'clock in the morning and it's
Right.
not finished doing its job. So then by the time you start your day and then you go into your week, you got indigestion problems, you got problems going to the bathroom, you got all this. So yeah, I'm gonna cut that out this year. I
Don't.
promise I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you definitely should. I support that.
I
Baby.
definitely take notes from your book when it comes to routine. I definitely take notes from your book when it comes to
Now you know
routine.
I'm big on rest, naps. Don't look for me because I'm gonna show me taking a nap.
If Kayla don't do
It is
nothing else,
like
she gonna take a
right.
nap.
I am. I don't care. I will let the car seat back if I have to. Whatever is gonna work for me to show up as my best self. That
When they tell
includes.
y'all sleep when the baby sleeps, Kayla does that.
Mhm. Yes. That stuff will still be there waiting
You're right.
when
You're
I
so
wake
right.
up fully rested.
Let's see. I am looking at tonight. It's about dessert. nightcap time. Have. And I'm actually trying this for the first time. I went to my favorite hideout spot. It's not even a hideout spot, but it's like when I need a woosah and a break from all the people that I live with, this is where I
Mm-hmm.
go. Um, Shout out to Sweet Hut
Well, at
Bakery.
least you have that space.
Hey, man, oh my god. So I went to Sweet Hut Bakery to get some work done and some quiet. I ain't call nobody. I didn't answer any calls. I had a good, almost a whole full 90 minutes to myself. And it was the best thing ever.
And it
So,
matters.
yes, I had the most amazing bulgogi steak, no, bulgogi cheesesteak sandwich.
Hmm.
It was amazing. And I took home some Japanese cheesecake. Although I must say, I'm not that impressed. And I've never not liked anything from Sweet Hut, but it's very fluffy.
It looks fluffy.
If you're a true foodie, you've seen at least one time on social media a reel or a short clip of them making fluffy
Mm-hmm.
Japanese style cheesecake. So I've
Yeah.
always been fascinated. I've always seen it when I go in there. I'm like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
Right.
If you're looking for sweet, it is not that sweet. It's
Ah,
sweet enough. Like say enough, just enough to call it cheesecake. It's sweet enough. It's light and airy. But you know what? As a child, I have learned to appreciate Asian baked goods because they're not heavy. They're not
yeah, they matter.
thick and laid with a whole bunch of sugar and eggs. They're just
Right.
very light and like they're more focused on satisfying you with texture and flavor, not so much with a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of, you know what I mean? You know, Americans, the
Right.
sheet cakes we used to have growing up. Go to the birthday party, got the sheet. That was sheet cakes are so
You are
lazy.
get what they give you.
Yes, all that buttercream,
Oh,
colored
cream
icing,
cheese,
coloring up
honey.
all your intestine. We don't do right in America, but that's all right.
No.
And then I made a Malibu pineapple situation. It's pretty good.
There you go. There you
What you
go.
got over there?
I had a look at my nice Kayla cup. It's
The
made
Kayla.
by one of our moms from the mama group. Double shot of Grand Marnier and a splash of orange juice. So are no more. But yeah, it is very sweet. So this is my dessert, so to say, until I head to bed. I'll probably grab a mini pound cake or something.
Because that's just it would not be Kayla if she did not.
It would not. It would not. Okay.
We done had our much and learned. Cheers to everybody. Tink clink 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 clink.
Cheers, cheers. Mine. I'm sure it was here when we started.
It's fine. That means you did something right. So
Right.
I'm gonna start sharing some of these drink recipes on the Chip Chat and Chill social media pages because the stuff I'll be whipping up be good, and I know that's good over there.
Oh my goodness, it is delicious. I was like, what am I gonna make? I gotta have something cute, but also something that's gonna kick my nerves out the door.
I know that's right.
Mhm.
All right. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about love with terms and conditions, because I see all of these trending things now. Everybody wants to cancel people once they do something extremely bad, or people want to say things like, "Oh, I had to rid them out my life." Well, sometimes toxicity can go both ways,
Yeah.
and a lot of it can come from a bad foundation of communication. Because one person can have a set of expectations while the other person misunderstands, signals that they're getting from the other person, or
Mm-hmm.
there's boundaries being crossed because that's how they were raised or that's just what they're used to. People have
Mm-hmm.
a tendency to, I've had to learn myself, even in my personal relationships, that humans just have the tendency to give love the way they prefer to receive it, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to giving love the way the individual
The person
prefers to
needs it
receive it.
or likes it.
Yeah. So it's like I would give someone a certain type of present or gift,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't necessarily their form of receiving love to the utmost or understanding and receiving the message that I was trying to give, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. And then you have a whole big misunderstanding. Well, they don't like this, or they you get offended because you didn't get
Mm-hmm.
the reaction that you were
Fine.
expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think like sometimes, especially as people grow within themselves and they learn things about themselves and they try to be better versions of themselves at every turn,
Mm-hmm.
you realize like it be terms and conditions. You be like, really? Love ain't supposed to be that complicated though. It
Nivea
really ain't
said
supposed to be.
it ain't that complicated. We make it complicated. So we honestly do. We do. And I think that's just people in general. And I guess the best way to break that down, simple way, is the love language, is finding out what your love language is, and like you said, going back to communicating that to people. Because say for me, I am a acts of service kind of person. I like when you do something that I probably am already tired of doing. So the fact that Tyson cooks every day is a big love language for me, because there's one less thing on my plate that I have to worry about. But then in turn for him is physical touch. I'm gonna go back. It's five love language: acts of service, gifts, physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. And so going back to what I said, I am an acts of service type of person. I like for you to take the kids so I can take a nap, or like I said, Tyson cooks. But then for him, it's the physical touch, it's the massage, the random massage, or the small kisses here and there. Those are things that carry him a long way. But it also took us finding that out about each other and meeting each other, like you said, back to showing that love that that person desires, and not how I think I should love that person. So um yeah, and it's all about finding out who you are and what you like, so that you can then in turn share that with others, so then you're not upset about how they've shown you love. They get it, they understand, because you communicated that effectively, um to where everybody is on the same page and everybody is getting their needs met one way or the other, I guess, if that makes sense.
It does. It makes total sense. I think once people just keep communication lines open, and that's a real easy conversation that can be had in the beginning. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not, especially if you're not a person that is mindful to pick up kind of like hints here and there, just watching people. I'm a good
Mm-hmm.
people watcher. I like watching people, but picking up on behavior patterns,
Mm-hmm.
their favorites, their nuisances, things that annoy them or irritate
Right.
them, or even things that, really intrigue them and captivate their attention. People watching in the beginning and asking questions on a friendship level, on a business level, on a romantic
Right.
level. Let's get back to the basis of communication because I think that just makes everything flow. It just flows. It really
Mm-hmm.
just flows.
Every relationship impacts you in some kind of way. It's not
Right.
like you could just say, "Oh, I'm super good on my marriage. My friendships don't matter," because they are a part of you and who you are and how you impact other people. So your friendships do matter, even if it's just saying, "Hey, I need to have a phone conversation with an old friend once a month or something." But that is you showing up for your friendship and not just letting it fall by the wayside when you are getting those needs met in your marriage relationship, you know? So
Yeah.
recognizing that it's all a big system and it all plays a part at the end of the day. Take you very far.
It's a whole huge ecosystem. Cause even so, like, we become different versions of ourselves every time we have another child.
Right.
Let me rephrase the comment. we have become different versions of ourselves every time we have
Right.
had a child.
Every
And
time.
I don't want to frighten the people that haven't had kids yet. It's not that, it's not hideous.
Yeah,
But at the same
I
time,
like who I am right now. I really do. I
I,
admire. She is
yeah,
a person to be adored, and just I love who I am right now. Even though I still see the growth and the potential of where I can go from here, I
right.
still like where I am and the grace I've given myself in all the crap that I've had to endure or that have crossed my path. I still like who I am today. Cause that, whoo, sister, I've been through it.
Baby, it's been a ride. Now, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're a year into being a girl mom, do you feel do you feel a different sense of anything? Do you feel a different sense of bravery
Um,
or a different sense of even IDGAF?
I don't think she give me that opportunity to do that yet. She is my true shadow. It's like nobody exists but my mama, and when
Don't.
she ain't here, I'm gonna sleep until she comes back. So it's like I literally have to be like, and I say it out loud, but I know I'm lying to myself. I'd be like, "You are not my boss, ma'am," and
Am,
she is my boss.
am, yes.
I know that, but I still have to let her know that she is not my boss. But being a girl mom is so neat. It's so cool because she is. I'm waiting to see her come into being a dad's girl, but she's not there yet. So that is
No.
the part that I admire because she like dad, dog, brother. I don't care. It is my mama that matters.
Oh,
And so to know that I got that love from the boys and to see her give that now is just it's always just so amazing to see and so breathtaking. I love it. I love it. But I thought she was gonna be a dad's girl. She may still turn on me because she got some
there's a
shady ways.
chance.
You know
There's a
those
chance.
Capricorns.
There's a chance she might flip. She might
There
balance
is
it
a
out.
chance. But right now, I am loving every minute of it. Even though I be like, "Ugh, get this kid. I just want to use the bathroom or something. I still love that she just takes off and her face lights up. And in turn, I'm able to do the same for her. So I understand. I told you, I'm an easy person to love, and I exude it, so people come on in, and she just came right, right on in with the rest of them.
No, I like this
So,
stage though because it's not the verbal, it's the nonverbal facial expressions at this age that tell you
mhm.
way more than any one word phrase could ever. I
Right.
love that stage because they're so
Hmm.
honest. They're not
Yeah.
jaded by life. They haven't learned and their behavior hasn't been conditioned by anything. They're
Right.
just being themselves and they're figuring out
Oh
who
my,
that little self is. So I love that
love it.
stage.
Love it. She gives them a hug before bed. And then Emery is the one that wants the second hug, and she's like, "No, bro, I gave you one. That is it for tonight. You have met your quota."
Yes. This is the last
So I
stop. Do not pass go.
get
Do not
that.
collect $200. This is it. The girl,
You
Zariah and
push
Zahari are the
it.
same way. They are
Like
the
you
same way.
push it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Kruma wants to give 500 hugs and kisses, and he wants to give them the most long, most
They are not
meaningful
with
ones. And
it.
they like, just go to bed, bro. I get it. I see you in the morning. It's okay. You said it already. We done.
Right.
Don't you got school in the morning? Go be.
Are you
They're
not
like that.
tired?
They are like that. But like
Yeah.
for me, I asked that question because I see a different boldness in me since becoming a girl mom, and I
Oh
just really
yeah, I definitely
jumped.
see that. I am you, but you can get it, and I don't care because I'm sure I've given a million chances before we got to this point. So there are
I
no holds barred in
none.
regards to the protection and love that lives in a space, an unknown space for my kids. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely grew. I ain't gonna say a pair of balls, but a set of cojones. That's why I say I think that's why I admire who I am and where I am
Yeah.
today, because I know this person. I definitely wasn't this person a year or 2 years or even prior to COVID. I wasn't this person that I am today. So
Right.
I give her kudos. She may have done just that.
Right. They are little teachers. Even though they're the ones learning. Like I tell people all the time, I don't obviously I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything and I don't claim to. And I tell my kids, I am learning as you are. But
Mm-hmm.
what I won't tell them to their face, I say amongst my peers, we growing up right with them.
Right. We
There
definitely
is
are. You
no
have to. You have to.
got to, if you ain't, you ain't. This is something missing. We need to have the come of Jesus moment and listen to a
You're
chip
gonna
chat
get
and chill
left
episode.
behind because they're gonna keep
You-
moving forward, and
to
you're gonna
run
be looking
you,
real crazy.
they are going to run you. Don't let your kids run you. You better grow with
Don't,
them.
don't let them. Not let them.
But I
Mm.
I love even at this age where even before they get to, elementary, like of learning your personality, how to express yourself and learning cues from other people before you get tainted by, disappointment or the biggest sibling beef or rivalry that you may
Mm.
have in the future and learning how to cope with, okay, this person is the oldest or I'm the youngest and vice versa, or they're the youngest and I have this type of dynamic going on.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just get to just be, and love is easy. Like if I offend Tia or Zariah and Zahari get into something, they all together and they get mad, they only gonna be mad for about 2 minutes, and then in
With
2 minutes
that,
later they
right,
gonna be right back playing and it's gonna be all good.
right,
You gonna be like,
back.
so if you bring it up like 2 days later,
Right.
remember what so and so, they be like, yeah, and so what? They
Mm-hmm.
it's so just, I mean, we just loving and we just being. Why we can't be that
Mm-hmm.
as adults? Like I think
Because we
at
overthink.
some, oh my gosh.
We stand in our own way. We give ourselves these unwanted perspectives that other people may not even be thinking, and we done put this weight on ourselves as to how we should be or how we should do, or instead of just being, like you said, just be, honey. That's when I do my sessions, it's all about being present and in the moment and just being honest with yourself and your feelings and allowing those feelings to show up. And you better book me now because if I get that back, the prices go up. You want a reasonable deal, you better do it now. Like, oh, she got a little money, she done changed and did.
It did. Listen, listen. When I get to 400,000 downloads, think she brand new. Am. My price just went up.
What they
Am.
say, prepare to be sick of me.
Prepare to be sick of me. Oh, be sicketh, because I'm gonna be sick of myself. You are a hot mess. Speaking of portals, if you could go back into a portal in time, do you remember a time? Do you remember when your first like real core memory experience was with like a loss or some type of disappointment? Or if someone tried to shame you for something?
Oh, child, when I was growing up,
She got it. She got it. She got it.
which one you want? Shame, the loss, or the disappointment? You got to be very specific in regards to what you want me to deliver now.
Shame. Oh,
Um,
shame.
I think for me, a lot of it was being a dark skinned girl and always hearing that, oh, you cute for a dark skinned girl. Even
Mm.
just in growing up, but the confidence that I had and my level of self esteem was just like, I don't even care if you tell me I'm cute. I already know it, baby. It's just one of those things. But I can grasp and understand where that may have caused some shame for people to feel it's like, okay, it's not that many dark skinned girls. But I felt like I navigated that really well. I had a lot of people that helped me to admire my beauty and not even acknowledging that dark skin, light skin matter. But I did hear that a good amount, even all the way up to college and everything. Oh, you're so pretty for a dark skinned girl. I'm like, okay, thank you. But I think I had already told myself enough to where it didn't even matter if someone agreed with me being cute for a dark skinned girl or whatever the case may be. I think that was probably my first core memory of shame. If I could just think of something off the top of my head, I would really say that was that. It may have been it may have been portrayed that I should have been ashamed for being a dark skinned girl, but I ain't do it. I ain't feel ashamed about it. But I can see how in the delivery that other dark skinned women may have felt that shame for being dark skinned because it was always just acknowledged that other girls may have been cuter for their skin tone. But if I could just pinpoint one, since you decided on shame, I'm gonna roll with it and tell you. I did have a lot of people that just solidified how beautiful I was as a dark skinned girl, and I just really took it and ran with it. So that definitely wasn't one of my faults that I felt like I had being a dark skinned girl.
I'm glad you
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I wouldn't even get that impression that like I hate when people do that. Or you act light skinned. I used to get that a
I'm
lot.
like, ugh, who raised you? Why would you say that to people?
Thank you. Thank you. You said that out loud and you meant it.
Right.
It's okay where you come
Look
from
like
to say that. They do that where you from. I
nah.
mean, I in my own light skinned mind have been brown skinned all my life. And then I finally got me a chocolate baby. And I told some of my friends, I said, I told y'all I was brown skinned. Look at my
Look,
child. Just as
that
chocolate as
confirmed
she wanna be. And she looked just I mean, if
that
you do side by
confirmed
side,
that you look that you provided that
baby,
melanin for.
the side by sides I do of her when I was that age, she looks just like me, and I get such joy out of it. But I think for
Good.
me, honestly, and sometimes it still happens, but it's more from like kids and they're just innocently observing and making a comment. My birthmark, when I don't wear
Mm-hmm.
makeup, I have a red birthmark for those that don't know. And I think shame came about because I grew up in Brooklyn and I used to go do things like so my mother exposed me to the arts a lot. I was always at a concert. I was always in concerts. I was always singing. I did dance. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I fell in love with the art of acting when I was about 8 or 9. That's when I started taking acting classes. And so when we used to go into the city and I used to take acting classes, and even like on the weekend, sometimes I would get extra tutoring for things like math. And like they did some type of program like junior SATs to prep you for, high school. I did those types of things. And then, of course, you commingle with kids of all different races, Asian,
Mm-hmm.
Italian, Jewish, etc. And it was this one redhead fat boy. I will never forget him. He tried to make fun of me and my red birthmark, but I'm like, but you big and you can't fit in this student chair. So who's making fun of who? You know what I'm saying? So like, but it would be comments like that, not just from him, but like, oh, you got a
Mm-hmm.
Kool-Aid stain on your lip, or where you get that red birthmark, or who kissed you, or you got lip, you know. even now, I'll go to the post office or when we go vote or stuff like that. You have red
Mhm.
lipstick. I said, no, it's my birthmark. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. It's a ports, or I think it's called a ports wine birthmark. I actually had, I think, three when I was first born. I had them for
Hmm.
like the first month of my life. I had one here, I had one on the bottom of my or at the top of my back, and then I had another
Mhm.
one somewhere else. One was like this, like a star, and one was a heart.
Yeah.
But my turtle stayed, and my mother used to say stuff like, "Well, you can get you can get it laser removed when you get old enough." And I like that now, and I'm like, what would I say to Zariah as a Hari if it were them? And I wouldn't encourage them to like aspire to get rid of it, but I
Right.
would help them embrace it. I wish my mother would have been brave enough to take that perspective. But now
Mhm.
that I have the hindsight that I have, I give them that all the time. Like, Zariah is white as this light. The girls, she was pink, she was born. And Zahari is the total extreme. Literally, they are
Right.
night and day. I have night and day in my
Mhm.
house.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to the day I get to continue to encourage them through
Mhm.
literature, through representation, through arts and entertainment. Yo, you beautiful each and every way you come. Don't let nobody make you feel bad for being different. Embrace your
Right.
difference and let people know, what your mark is in the world with your
Mhm.
talent, with your beauty, with your kindness, with your courtesy, your consideration. Those types of things I want to, take the time to do and foster with my girls and my son as well. But I think, yeah, my birthmark was a huge, like, I don't want to say it like a,
It just
it
made you
wasn't
stand out more.
extreme.
Yeah.
Yes,
It just made
yes. On top of me being light skinned,
you.
on top of me being transparent, I cracked up. Kayla, I think I was 30. My mom, one day randomly, we were together. She goes, "Here, all these veins." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Why they so green?" I said, "Ma, I've been transparent my entire life. Everybody fell apart." I was like, "No, really, I've been staring at these same green veins my
Mhm.
whole life. Like they've been
And going
so
back, us being
just
hard on ourselves.
yes." So I'm like, I just learned to just accept it. It just, it is what
Yeah.
it is. But things like that, I just have learned to, like you did, being you cute for a dark skinned girl. I've just been like, I'm cute no matter what.
Right. That's it. Period. No extra wording needed or
What else you got? I think that goes a long way when you have that and you settle that with yourself
Mhm.
first. I think that goes a
Mhm.
freaking long way, like you said. And then
It does.
that just builds your immunity to be able to handle conflict on other levels, even though sometimes it get lost in the sauce, like the basis of being able to handle conflict
Mhm.
we kind of learn as children, but then as we become adults, it just kind of gets lost, and then we have to retrain our minds and
Right.
unlearn some stuff because life be lifing, and so you be like, okay, let me take it back 10 steps. I know
Hmm.
better, so I'm gonna do better.
Right.
But then, what you do with all these habits? What you do with all these habits you acquire? Because it's hard to get.
It depends what you want to do with it. Is the question.
I know it really like it could be a self defense mechanism.
Mhm.
It could just be learned behavior, whether it be good or bad. I mean, but focusing on the stuff that keeps us from growing better or being
Right.
better. Those
Right.
old habits die hard, and it takes therapists like Kayla and family
Ooh.
intervention and a walk
Honesty.
to the altar on a Sunday morning. It takes
A
those things.
real
You be like, I
look in
can't
the
do this by
mirror.
myself. Dad,
Yeah.
yes.
It definitely takes some work. It's not. It could happen overnight. It just depends on how adamant you are about addressing that issue and if it even is an issue for certain people. Some people just say, "Hey, this is who I am. You're gonna take it or leave it." If I done lost a few, I done gained a few in behind that. So I ain't changing who I am. But for those that do want to change, it takes work. It takes work. It takes. acknowledgement, it takes some validation, and it takes some understanding that you're not crazy for wanting to change who you are or the way you used to do things. Because I mean, hey, it worked. It probably worked a couple times, but I don't know how often it's gonna continue to work. The older you get, you got to make some changes. I mean, I've definitely acknowledged that within myself this past year. I had to approach conflict in a different way, and going back to admiring who I am today, because how I handle conflict now is definitely not how I used to handle conflict. So I want to say this year I've always been a person that journals, but I'm not consistent with it. I like it when I do it, and I love the feeling that comes from having that relief. But like I said, I don't always gravitate towards it. So this year, well, the end of last year, I decided to write a letter to someone that I felt like we weren't communicating effectively, or we weren't seeing eye to eye. And in order for me not to lose my shit, I felt writing a letter, going back, making some changes, revising it, all those good things before I sent it to this person, allowed for me to really process the way I used to deal with things. Now, I am going to say that after sending said letter and knowing the effort that I put into not only being able to heal on my end and offering healing to that person as well, and it wasn't reciprocated like that, I said, oh, baby, she catch me in the streets now, because I tried to do it the nice way. I tried to be happy and healthy and whole and bring over to the other side of the rainbow, like they say, Carolyn, come to the light. She wasn't doing it. She wasn't doing it. So, like I said, if we have an issue again, I ain't taking all that therapeutic route that I took. I'm just gonna get it all out the window and say, look, that boldness that I got from having a girl now, and my ability to stand up for myself, means so much more to me now at the wonderful age that I am at.
Yes. And ain't no turning back.
Ain't no turning back. But yeah, I mean, and it doesn't hurt to try it a different way, because like you said, those old habits do die hard. So sometimes we do things because it provides a sense of balance. It provides a sense of comfort in knowing how or who we are when we respond to things. It doesn't necessarily or always account for how the other person is going to respond to that, but sometimes we do things because it has worked for us in the past. And like I said, it might not always work, and it don't hurt to try different techniques. And that's why I'm here, to help people see there are different ways of doing things and approaching things, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to be received in the positive way that you may have intended it to be, whether you write it in a letter, whether you consult your therapist, or kind of ask for other people's perspective. At the end of the day, you can only do what you can do and not rely on how the other person is going to respond. So, like I said, I tried, because usually in the past I was complete avoidance. Like what you said earlier, my stomach would be hurting. I'm not paying attention to it. I hope it just really goes away. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a nap to to get myself back
to
to the
get
good
through.
mind frame, because you have completely stressed me with whatever you trying to get me to acknowledge, and I'm not ready to do it yet.
That's pretty
So
heavy.
admiring, our ability to change, because it's in all of us. It's just a matter of doing it. And it might not work the way you want it to the first time. which is why I said that person can catch me in them
She
streets.
she went Kayla went from numb your hoe to catch
Look,
these hands
to catch these.
real quick.
You know, Angela Bassett,
Respectfully,
girl, honey, that is me incarnate. But
baby.
yeah, it's. I admire people that want to change, that at least try to change, and even if you get out there and see that whatever new way you're trying to approach things is not working, it's working in a way that's definitely different from what you probably have always done. I felt like by avoiding things, I, my words, did myself a grave disservice of
Mm,
not acknowledging my feelings or what may have come from me having to be head on with confrontation or
mm,
whatever those things are that made me uncomfortable in however way it may have been. Like I said, whether it made my stomach hurt and I had to go to the bathroom, or this is too much, I got to take a nap, saying, hey, even though those things may have worked, that's not the way I want to continue to move forward when I address people, because this is a grown woman that have been through life experiences, and
yeah,
you're not about to play with me like I'm a child, because I might
this
look
ain't her.
young.
Right, I'm not her.
Don't let this black don't crack fool you.
My
Because
black don't crack, but I will crack your head open. Don't
I
try
will.
Jesus. Don't try me. My kids know that's my
And
line.
look, you can be the first trial and error, because in my
You want to be
mind
the
I can do
sacrificial
it.
lamb? Be my guest. Be my
Don't
guest.
treat
Be my
it
guest.
lightly, honey. And especially if it come to these kids or my husband, you gonna meet
It's off
a
limits. You're
real
gonna meet a
different
whole different
person.
person. Hmm.
A
And
real
will.
different one.
And I will not be sorry.
I will
That will not
not.
be.
I have probably forewarned you, like I said, a couple times before. I got
Per my last email, I said what I said when I text you, and I meant. Okay.
I meant
Okay.
it.
Cool.
Yes.
No, I mean every everything you said makes perfect sense. I think this was a really thought provoking conversation. I just was like, I had it like burning in my chest because it's like some like for real, like some of us are comfortable with
Mhm.
staying with our tails tucked underneath us after a disagreement with someone we care
And
about.
it's scary to sometimes stand up for yourself. You have to acknowledge that it is very scary, because you don't know if that person gonna take you seriously, or if you talking to a deaf person is falling on deaf ears, as they say, kind of one of those things. But just in preparing yourself and saying that, hey, I did my best in the way that I handled it. It was different from what I've typically done. So I have to admire that I've had a little growth in regards to dealing with whatever conflict it may have been that have crossed my path. Um,
Absolutely.
may not have been the response that you wanted or that you hope to receive, but at the end of the day, you can only be accountable for your actions.
Someone reminded me when I was in my 20s, you can only control what you do. And like it was that simple, and it'd be like because humans are control freaks, we all are. Humans are control freaks. We believe that we have the power to impress people to the point or influence people to the point where we can get them to maneuver and their
Oh
behavior
my,
will take a direction that is favorable for us. And then it's cohesive for the brand. It works for both of us in the relationship. But that's not how that works. You can't control no two-leg human being. This is what I tell my kids. But it's like going back, we can have an argument, disagreement, we can have a conflict, and then you tuck your tail. And this is someone you genuinely confess that you care about. We're never called out and shown the proper way to rebound or recover from a disagreement. So, what happens next? The younger generation misses out on countless opportunities and occasions to make memories, to build bonds forge relationships, alliances. Why? Because you believe you reserve the right to stay offended. Whether there was harm or foul received from the loved one or not. Like, we don't get to have that right. I mean, we take on the battles, we take on the battles and hurts and offenses of other family members sometimes to fault, as an example. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what happens? Same consequences. In both scenarios, I guarantee you, if you bring anyone to the mic right now that hasn't since broken bread since that last conflict or that last argument or that last blow up, intentionally made themselves like temporarily uncomfortable, because it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation that has to be had to move forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done that. You haven't addressed the person that offended you or
Right.
made it a point to go out of your way to love around them. Ask that person right now, come to the mic. Was it really that bad? Was it really that bad? And really, if you be really human in the moment, like, can you justify why amends hasn't been made? Do you really have the right to dismiss that person completely? Are they still the same exact cyclic person they were when you checked out on them? Like, probably not. But if you really like, for real, like, not just like, I love God, ooh, I love Jesus, or I believe and I believe. But like, if you really love the God that you claim you do, believe in karma the way you say you do, because karma come back. The tables be turning. We got all the sayings in
They
our
do.
pockets when it's favorable for us to use them. All this stuff. If you
Right.
believe in all this stuff, the answer is no, boo. The answer is absolutely no. Let's stop being the toxicity we claim we don't want in our lives, and let's do better. Address it, feel it, heal from it. If you're as grown as you say you are, you have to live in the growth. Demonstrate it,
Yeah.
especially for these kids, because they're watching your moves and they're learning from your behavior. I don't
Damn.
get that. I don't get that,
Speak louder for the people in the back.
I don't get I don't relate, okay, I really don't, Kayla. I don't relate to the I love you until you say something or you do something that pissed me off. I don't relate to that. Or I love you. Ooh, I love you until I find out I wasn't put on notice about something that had nothing to do with you. Or didn't
Yeah.
really have anything to do with me. I love you until I find out you ain't tell me something I should have known in my head. I think I should have known. Or you do something, my biggest flex is I'm entitled to being privy to your personal affairs no matter what the boundaries or what boundaries get violated. Like, that's it's giving toxic. It's giving immature. And it's giving fake.
Mm.
All of the above. I can't do with it. Like we got to grow up at some point. Like, shout out to the individuals for real, Kayla, that set boundaries for themselves and their little
Oh,
families
oh my
to
goodness.
safeguard against people that do stuff like that, because
Mm.
that's stirring the pot. Like, drama always follows you. That's like, no, we don't do that over here. Or they like to follow the drama. Drama is their norm. I say it all the time. I know people like drama is like what's normal to them. Like, it feeds their soul. I don't relate to that. I don't subscribe to
Mm.
it. Stay away from me and my kids. We don't do that over here.
Right.
So can we just, like, miss me with that, all of that? Can we just grow up? I'm here for
And
the
if you
growth.
need help, that's when you can come to me. Or no, it really took some real work from my therapist to help me navigate it. And it really was times where I was just like, okay, I don't want to use this session to talk about that, because that's where how much of a discomfort it brought
Mm,
to me and my life. And I also did the work outside of therapy. I had read this book, the Set Boundaries book. It also comes with a workbook, so it kind of
mhm.
takes you through the steps for those that don't feel like therapy is the route, or they don't have the finances, or they don't have the insurance to cover it. Whatever the excuse is, because it's an excuse, because there are options and ways to go about
Yeah.
having therapy. But I felt like that one, the Set Boundaries workbook, is by Nidra Glover. I ain't even about to mess up her last name. But if you put in Nidra, Nedr, it'll come up. And even on Audible, it has the workbook with it. that helps one process how to set boundaries, because sometimes we weren't taught that. Some people weren't taught that, or even if they were taught, it might not have been something that clearly sunk in for them. So, and sometimes we need refreshers, even if it was something that you learned as a child that, hey, I need to put me first, or set these boundaries, or identify that these red flags are there, or this person doesn't have my best interest at heart. It takes some work and initiative as individuals to see that through in order for those old habits to die hard. But I do recommend the Set Boundaries book and workbook so people can learn. Because I felt like, I mean, I thought I had my boundaries in order, but then it takes those one or two experiences that show you that, honey, people been running all over you if you let them. And I had allowed some people to do just that. And I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of where I stand today and my ability to put boundaries in place. It took a lot of standing up for myself, even just, and I want to say retelling the story, but explaining my side. It took a lot of explaining my side for
Yeah.
people to understand, because even if you say, I realized for me, I had put boundaries in place that the other person wasn't even aware were in place. I may have said something,
Mm,
but I wasn't clear on, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. Oh, I bet you. But the next time I was very specific in all areas. There was no
around, find
stone
out. Yeah.
unturned now.
Around,
Because
find out.
what you're not about to do is have me looking crazy, because then I'm going to really lose it. And yeah. So just being mindful of those unspoken boundaries that we tend to put in place. Like, honey, I ain't talking to that person. They done hurt me. And honey, that person done live their life and don't know nothing about you and your feelings and how you feel, because you
They are
never
fine.
said anything or even brought it to their attention that they did it. Because some people do move as if they don't cause no harm, or they didn't know that they hurt you, or how could you be offended by me doing that when I thought I was doing it for this person's best interest, or whatever the case may be. um but recognizing those unspoken boundaries and taking that extra step of saying, okay, I know I have this boundary in place, but I also need to let that person know that I have this boundary in place with them, because we can do it, honey. And they keep moving like they don't know nothing. And then you feel so appalled that they in your face at the next event or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you hurt me, but
Let's stop.
who me?
Me. Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
Right.
Let's come on. Come on, come on. But yeah, I think you're dead on with that. And at at the end of the day, what is needed is self-grace to realize that you have the opportunity to change those things, to realize whether or not people want to take the opportunity at present to do so, that they can change also. But
Right.
when they are ready, you let me know when you're ready. But until then, you can sit
You
right
let
over
me
there.
know when you're ready. Right.
What's needed is grace. And once we move to a point where grace is not only sufficient, but it is the best coping mechanism for everybody involved, I think that we can get to a place where communication can be received, it can be given in a palatable manner where there's some productivity, there's some growth, there's
Mhm.
some conversations that are getting in the heart and the mind of somebody, not going through one ear and out the other. And it's
Right.
just a conversation. Okay, well, can we move forward? One of my favorite shows, you just brought something to my memory. One of my favorite shows that I watch every week. Last week, I watched the latest episode, and two of the main characters had the biggest fallout yet on the show. or maybe the second biggest one. But I'm paraphrasing their banter to get back and forth. But one of the characters knew that they were wrong, like legitimately wrong for how they treated the one friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell the friend, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry. You gonna get over it. It's like you your immediate response after telling me you sorry
Right.
is now you gonna get over it. You gonna get over it, right? No, that's a backhanded apology that I'm not
It
going to
is.
accept. That's what should have been the jargon or the response, but it made me think like, bruh, we can't have them type of conversations if we're gonna be for real about growing together in the
Right.
future. Because that doesn't solve anything. It just makes me feel like if that was me, I wouldn't trust you. I don't
Mm-mm.
trust his apology. I don't trust your
Mm-mm.
actions in the future. So no, it's a no for me, dog. I do not accept your apology, and I'm not gonna get over it. I'm not gonna actually I will get over it. I'm gonna get over you. I'm gonna start today getting over you. How about that?
Exactly.
That's what the plan
Exactly.
is. I'm gonna get over you. So bye to top for now. But we're not gonna
That
do that toxic
part.
behavior anymore.
Right.
We're not gonna do that. We're gonna grow with grace. We're gonna give ourselves grace to move forward. We're gonna heal. We're gonna stop bleeding on other people. We're gonna stop blaming people and it's that and we're gonna start looking in the mirror and
Right.
having real conversations with ourselves so that we can have better conversations with other people. I think you're dope. I think you're so dope. And I
What?
think you're awesome for taking the time to actually this is so you. This avenue and
Right.
this profession is so you. And it's so necessary to have you representing
I'm gonna cry.
all melanated people, all educated people, all well-rounded people who that just really genuinely love to serve people and care about their
Mm-hmm.
well-being. So I appreciate you very, very much
I
for doing what
appreciate
you
you,
do.
boo.
I love it. I'm glad I've had the honor of a seat in your journey. So it's been
Oh,
great. I'm thankful that you had
it hasn't
your
been long, boo.
yes. But I'm so thankful you stopped by to just share your 2 and 5 and 15 cents. It
Thank
was
you.
very necessary, and I think the audience will definitely appreciate it and benefit from it. Tell us in the comments how you have benefited and grown from this conversation, what you're going to take with you going forward, what is going to work with you. If you have been struggling with any type of conversation that you need to have with someone, or vice versa, if someone has been offended by something you've done and you don't get it, well, just leave it in the comments. You can email us at chipchatandchill@gmail.com. We take chat box letters all the time. Well, we've wrapped up a good conversation. If you're just tuning in, we were talking love with terms and conditions. And if you haven't noticed, cancel culture is real.
That it is.
Toxic culture is real. Immature spaces are real. But here at Chit Chat and Chill, we're millennials who are focused on being well-rounded, balanced human beings with productive and successful relationships. So it takes you just having the hindsight and the tools to do so. Sit back here and I have all the good resources. I'm gonna share them with y'all.
That
You
you
think
do.
Miss Kayla Birch was the bomb? Now here comes the fun part of the show, guys. It's happy hour.
My cup is empty.
This is pretty much this is pineapple slush. But here at Chip Chat and Chill, we believe, these kids, they go to the playground, they have play dates, they go to birthday parties and all this stuff. They got all these extra activities. At Chip Chat and Chill, us millennials, the parents and the working adults that pay the bills to keep the lights and the gas and the water running, we believe that we have first partake in recess and fun. Why
Mm-hmm.
should the kids have all the fun? Lies.
Right.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play happy hour games and drink our drinks and eat our snacks, and we're gonna have a good time living life. Bills or
Mm-hmm.
not.
Not
So here,
like.
yeah, okay. Don't try me, okay? So tonight we have at least the one game. We are going to play. We're going to play
What?
Who Said That? Who said that? This game, in the spirit of talking love with terms and conditions and toxic behavior and toxic people, this is going to be toxic movie trivia. There are a few there are a few movies that we all know and love where respectfully they had some toxic characters. We loved them, but they were legit toxic. So you're going to guess the title of the movie, Kayla,
The title. Okay.
by the lines.
Okay.
Okay. So first one. Let's see if you know this one. Go to hell. I vacation there.
Oh no! I have failed tremendously. It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure.
I vacation there.
I vacation there. It's something I would say.
You better not tell that to nobody. So
I
let me
don't
give
know.
you
I don't
so so let
know.
me give you a hint. This movie was a play, actually.
A play.
hmm Turned into a movie,
Hmm.
and it's pretty much the bulk of the cast is black, of course.
Of course.
And these two lines, go to
Hmm.
hell, I vacation there. This is between a mother and a daughter in this scene.
Mm.
The movie is from the
This should
2000s.
be prior to my happy hour drink.
You
I'm not even gonna pretend I know because I don't know. And I'm a movie guru, and I'm
I
gonna
know
kick myself as you say it
you are failing
because
at life right now. You so know this movie.
just
Um,
give it to me. Mm.
Hold on. Before I give it to you, the moment before, the moment before, the daughter confronted the mother because she was taken advantage of by the mother's former boyfriend when she was a young girl. So she gave a whole monologue to say what happened to her before this movie. I mean, before the two lines that I gave you.
Is it precious? I don't
Nope.
know.
It's was it I think this movie came after Precious.
Hmm.
Black film director, very famous. He has several TV shows and movies out. He acts himself every now and again. Oh yes, he acts. You know one of his famous characters. Everybody
Who?
loves one of his favorite
Is it a
characters.
Tyler Perry movie?
Sure is.
Oh my goodness.
Go to hell. I vacation there.
Hey, gonna be able to. Is it a family reunion one?
Yeah. There you go. See?
Okay, because I was like, wait, is that Lynn Whitfield?
Yes.
Oh,
Lynn Whitfield. I
I
forget the other girl's
know
name. I
he
think her first name is
the
Vanessa. Yeah.
little engine that could was moving a little slow.
You did it. Okay, next one. This is a little older movie from the 90s. Is it the 90s? Yeah, from the 90s. But it's a classic favorite.
Okay.
So here go the lines. Now that's what she gets, bringing in somebody who ain't got nothing and putting him off on the family. What do you mean putting him off on family? How about putting him off on me? I'm the one who paid for this wedding. Terry, why you always got to let everybody know how much you pay
Soul
for everything?
food.
Because I do. Yes.
Soul food. I had to embody Vanessa Williams and oh, I be so amazed at how I be calling people their real name.
Right. Now listen, bonus question from the same movie. Kayla,
Okay.
which one of the two do you think was the toxic character? Was it Maxine or was it Terry?
Depends, because they both had their reasons for doing things the way that they did. But
Same.
Terry was just real. Her delivery wasn't the best in the way that she did things. There was some hurt that may needed to have been acknowledged there for her to
Yep.
move past a lot of the things, and being the oldest and carrying that weight of being the oldest, which most people know how that goes. It just provided a trickle down effect to where she felt that I'm the oldest. I'm going to give it to you how it is. Nobody cut me any slack. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't love you, but I'm going to let you know that this is what I've done to show you that I love you. And it may not have been the best way showing people how they should be loved or how they would like to be loved.
Yeah.
Hers may have been, just acknowledging that I've done these things or waiting for that acknowledgement for doing the things that she had done. And but also realizing that just because you're the oldest don't mean you right all the time neither. And the fact that they all had their own different paths has to be acknowledged, because certain life experiences put you in a whole nother category that some people can't handle on a regular basis, like
Yeah.
Vivica Fox being a mom and trying to maintain her sanity, keep her husband happy, and figuring out what's going on with her mama, keeping the family together, all those things. I also
Yep.
feel like I'm like Vivica Fox sometimes.
Listen, it was Maxine for me. Maxine, because she stole Terry Man
Oh,
from jump.
Jesus.
She stole him from high school. And now your sister got to look at you and watch you live your life out
Oh my god.
with her old boo. Y'all done
Mm-hmm.
made a whole family together.
Oh,
Not to say that Maxine's husband didn't have any type of
Oh
accountability
my
in the situation,
God.
because absolutely he did. You don't mess with
he
two sisters. That is just
has,
messy. You is
has
messy
to be
and
held
nasty messing with two sisters. That's wrong.
accountable.
Oh my God.
But
Wrong, honey.
now, once you made the decision to do so, I mean, accept the fact that you guys are always going to have some sort of strained relationship, because
Mhm.
that hurt her. Your relationship with your sister is not going to be the same. And
And
now this man gonna be
that hurts
awkward
not
and
knowledge.
yeah. And now your husband gotta be awkward Amos every time he come around the family and your sister's around, because they used to have a thing. So y'all shared the same salami. You used the salami to make babies. And now she got to see this every time y'all running into each other. That's hurtful. And
Mhm.
there's nobody again having this conversation, this awkward conversation to move forward. We just gonna love around the situation or deal
Mhm.
with each other, tolerate each other around the situation, the big yellow elephant in the room that
Mhm.
everybody knows
Mhm.
about and acknowledges exists, but we just gonna live around it. So I think for me, for as an adult, because when we were kids, Terry was automatically like, she's just so mean and hard, and she's always upset and angry. Da, 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 da. But as an adult, adult me is like, yo, Maxine was toxic, yo. That was so wrong.
Yeah.
And then y'all always asking her for money. So not only did you take my man, you took my money. You want my money all the time? What is he here
Yeah,
for then?
big sister. She kind of gave that also that acknowledgement that I'm going to act as if I'm the head nigga in charge, and I'm not. But I want you all to act accordingly
I'm gonna
to
play the part.
what I feel like my role is in this house. And I've honestly been down that same path all the way through, with family, grandmas, all that. You know how they go. So it was a very relatable movie, nonetheless. But some things definitely should have been acknowledged. I felt like they could have moved forward in a different way than Uncle Pete money
Right.
being blown
Right.
everywhere. And
Right.
then we come together because we got a little cushion to quiet our problems, child. But
Right.
yeah,
It don't
mhm.
solve everything now. Here goes
It's
the next
temporary
one.
fix.
It's
Temporary.
very temporary. Keep that same energy when the climate change. Keep that same energy. All right. Next one. This is an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
I wasn't born then.
You
I'm
are
just
not,
playing, honey. I love me some
she's a she's a millennial from the 80s. Don't
You say
don't.
so.
All right, here you go. Here goes. Should I make it 4,000? You think that'd be enough? You're right. 500,000. As long as you're asking, why not go for a cool million? You do not do too much? Nah.
Come on, and Kimmy, with the coming to America.
Semi. Yes. Semi was so toxic. Oh my God. He was the comedic relief of the
And
movie,
look,
but he
he
was
gonna
so
try to get
toxic.
other people to validate his logic in asking for more.
Yes. Yes. He was so toxic. But that man got everything he wanted.
Child,
He
help
was he was a
him.
king's wingman and he lived his best life.
Best life, honey.
All
From
right.
here to there to everywhere.
Yeah. Everybody needs to send me in their life, toxic or not.
Everybody. Everybody.
All right, last one. This one is also from the 80s. This is also a classic.
Who
And
was in the 80s?
if you don't know this movie, I am going to take your black card. And I'm not just talking about Kayla. I'm talking about any millennial listening to this podcast episode. If you don't know this movie, I'm taking your black card.
Mm,
Everybody black from the
pressure,
80s know this movie.
pressure, pressure.
It's
I
giving
feel it.
pressure. It's no pressure. There should be no
It
pressure.
really exists.
You'll know it. All right, here we go. You saying God is vain? No, not vain, just wanting to share a good thing. I think it pisses God off when you walk by the color purple in the field and don't notice it. You saying it love like it's saying the Bible? Yeah, everything want to be loved. Us sing and dance and holler just wanting to be loved. Look at them
Mhm.
trees. Notice how them trees do everything people do to get attention except walk.
Is this the color purple?
Yes, ma'am. Who was that?
Let me
Who was
see.
that?
Who was that?
Who was Sealy talking to?
Who was she talking to? What's
You
the
know
lady name?
what?
What's her name? Sister.
Uh-huh.
Sugar Avery.
Yay!
You know you gotta pull some tips from here and there and everywhere to get it right. To get it right,
You
honey.
was in there, girl.
I take my back card, honey. Not today, tomorrow, next year, or year.
You're hilarious. That
Yes.
was happy hour, friends and family. That was a good game. This was our first round of Who Said That? Who said that? I like that one. That got me bringing out my acting chops on the show. I like this.
Girl.
We're gonna have to play this more often.
Book her. Book
That's
her.
right. Now booking zakiyamediahouse@gmail.com. I'm available. I got
Yeah,
credits.
I'm
Man,
telling
this has been fun. We had a great conversation. We had a great
you.
round of happy hour. Did you enjoy yourself this evening?
Of course. Of course. I didn't know what to
Awesome.
expect. I did, but I knew it would be good vibes. So I didn't have any worries. My stomach didn't bubble or anything of that nature. I was cool, calm, and collected.
This is a chill space. We be Kiki and child. Kiki is snacking. Kiki some more. That's what we do here.
I'm telling you.
So we've had our conversation. We've had our round of happy hour, and now it's time to go. Check, please. But before we do, Kayla, is there anything that was the most meaningful to you from tonight's conversation that you are going to take with you?
Mm,
What was the most memorable portion of our evening together that you're going to take with you?
just solidifying the growth, our growth as friends, as women, as mothers, as sisters, daughters, all those great things, and acknowledging that growth is not such a bad thing. You know, whether we tread lightly, take baby steps, or whether we just go all in, that growth has to be acknowledged and it's one to be admired because we are consistently changing and evolving. And like you said, I'm not the same person I was with one child as I am today, now being a girl mom, but just admiring the friendship that we have and being able to share in this moment, in this space, it's been wonderful. I think this has been so refreshing from one
Oh.
mother, sister, friend, all the wonderful hats we wear to another. I think that's
Oh,
my favorite.
I'm
Oh, and
honored.
I'm not gonna forget that stink bug, cause that baby
Let me tell you
will
something.
not.
Let me give y'all a little bit of comedic relief. I caught that stink bug.
Don't let him run your life. He is not your boss.
Because what you're not gonna do, okay? If we don't accept toxicity at any form from no two-leg human being or 6 and 8 leg nobody. I got that, mama.
Mm-mm.
If you toxic, if you immature, if you in my way, I'm not gonna let it. I'm not gonna let you. I win, friend. I'm
Right.
gonna take your stinking ass out the house. You that goes metaphorically for anything. If you was toxic, if you was in my way,
Look,
if
say
you
you
was
got to go.
immature, I got things to do. I got things to do.
This is a
My piece is
prime
expensive.
example.
My piece is expensive. Okay, I wasn't gonna let not becoming a distraction and a whole jester
No.
in the court of my life. No,
Mm,
I have things to do, and I need sleep. I need peace, and my peace is expensive. So I'm not giving anything out to anyone that
don't
doesn't
do
deserve it.
don't do it.
Uh, if you have a friend in me, you have a friend for life. But I mean, if I love you, I love you hard. If you know me, you know that.
Right. That
But
part.
we are going to continue to give grace to ourselves first and then to others second. And we're going to live our best life. That's what I'm taking with me. We're going to live our best life. And we're not going to be sorry about it either.
Mm-mm.
So keep watching. Watching. Do come and watch. Yeah, that's what you can take from me tonight. It's been a great evening. Kayla, I've
Great.
enjoyed you. People, you can
Oh,
follow Miss Kayla on social media here at Heal with Kayla B.
heal with Kayla B. Please come
We are
heal with
going
me.
to we could just lead the people to your page and then we could
Leave them
take
to
it
my
from there.
page. DM me, whatever. My whole bio is on there. Because I'm in the business of healing people, helping people wherever they are. No person's journey is the same, but I'm here to help nonetheless. So get with me.
I'm excited for all the great things to come. We're gonna stay tuned and we're gonna keep updates going and flowing for Miss Kayla B. And then as usual, you can always find me, Chip Chatter and Chill on Instagram, Chip Chatter and Chill on Facebook, Chip Chatter and Chill at gmail.com. If you want to send anything to the chat box, if you want to send a kudos, a shout out, a love note, a secret, however you choose, we get it all. You can do so anonymously. We'll never out you. It is a safe space to do whatever you choose to, but we would love to hear from you at any time. We have great things going on. Thank you for riding with us through season 3. It's going to be a great ride. If you see us in the streets, I might have some stuff to give away. So just say hi. I just
Say
might
hi.
have something to give away, a t-shirt,
We
a
love
party
free stuff.
platter, a shot glass. You never know. There's some merch here. It's gonna be a great year. We're gonna be doing some things on location since we outside a little more often. Just don't breathe in my face too loud, okay? I'm a germaphobe, but I love you to death.
There you go.
I love you to death. So everybody, great evening. Thank you for coming back. Stay tuned for the next episode. Chip Chat and Chill Thursdays are live in full effect each and every Thursday, wherever you get your podcast. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, you name it. Wherever you get them, you can find me there. Each and every Thursday, you get a new episode. Foodie content is live and well on the Chip Chat and Chill pages. If you have anything you'd like for me to review or consider, hit me up and email me. I might just feature something and shout you out. As I
There you
always say in closing, love yourself, stay well, live positive, and when you come back, bring some friends right here to Chip Chat and Chill. See you later.